So good evening, everyone. Namaste. Um, this is my first time offering a live class, so any feedback you have with sound or positioning will be greatly appreciated to myself and to Sam and Carly as well. And we can chat about that after class is over. We can unmute and have those discussions if needed. You may want to have a block or two for practice. If you don't have blocks at home, you can use you could actually use like those precious toilet paper rolls. Those are a good height. Even paper towel rolls if you want to get a little bit bigger on their end. Or cans of soup work really well if you have that in your pantry and you want to grab them for class. But we will actually begin. Let's begin class laying down on your back. So laying down on your back, let's come into constructive rest pose, where knees are bent, feet are on the earth, arms are along your sides, palms are down. And so as you settle in here, just let your eyes close and take a couple deep breaths. Notice how it feels here in the body. Notice the depth, the quality of the breath, the space of the mind, the heart. Begin to observe here. It has been a wild and crazy couple weeks here in Wisconsin and the rest of the world. And in that environment, you may be holding stress that you may not know that you're holding. Like this body of ours keeps score. And so often we can hold stress in shoulders and chest and neck. And in my own body, I know that I am kind of holding in and holding up. So in my practices, I've really just been focusing on grounding and letting like chest muscles and upper back just begin to soften. So can you soften and just connect down to earth here? Feel it below your hands, your feet, the back of your pelvis, the back of your shoulders, the back of your skull. Be soft in the belly and just breathe. Let's check in with tension in mouth and neck and jaw. Observe and then soften. Let's relax the jaw. Soften through the roof of your mouth. Let the tongue come off the roof of the mouth and just pause here. One more quiet breath. From here, we'll transition into our pattern of breathing we call the full commitment exhale. So with every exhale, be the witness, observe, and exhale completely every round of breath. Without force, more finesse, just let that breath go every exhale. Notice if that's hard to do. Let it be hard to do. And next breath is another opportunity to keep trying. When we exhale completely, we stimulate the vagus nerve, which controls our parasympathetic nervous system, the part of our body that helps us slow down and stop and calm down. So a lot of exhales here. Let's take 3 more of those full commitment exhales. That breath go with every round of breath. Let's begin now to invite just small movements in the body, and we'll begin to guide them with our breath. So your butt will stay on the ground, your sacrum will stay on the ground. As we inhale, arch the small of your back, small movement. And then as we exhale, we'll flatten that lumbar space down into your mat, almost feeling like you're doing an abdominal crunch without lifting anything up. So we inhale to arch. Exhale to flatten. Inhale, let the breath initiate, sustain, and last a little bit longer than the movement. Exhale to flatten. And then a couple times on your own. Every time you inhale, arch the small of the back. Every time you exhale, flatten. Take one more inhale, arch, one more exhale, flatten. From here, let's hug the right knee in towards the chest. Let's hold the knee with a hand and just move the knee around the hip, just gentle circles, starting out in one direction. And then switch it up, go the other way. And then from here, let's take that right ankle over the left thigh, figure four shape. You can guide that knee away from you, or we'll thread the needle through that triangle and hold behind the left hamstring and just bring the right shin closer to your belly or your chest. Let's sway a little bit side to side. Make some movement, exploration in the hips. And let's be still. Let's take one more breath in. As you exhale, see if those legs come in a little bit closer to belly or chest. And then we'll set the left foot down. Let's shake the right leg out and set the right foot down. From here, let's hug the left knee in. Pull it in, add some weight, some compression down into that left hip joint. And then here, hand over left knee. Let's move the knee around in a circle. Take your time. Go in another direction, switch it up. And then we'll cross that left ankle over right thigh. Let's externally rotate away from midline, guide the knee away from you. See how the left hip feels. Hang out here or take a little bit more. More being just changing the shape, more not an indicator of better or worse. It's just this different. So a couple of breaths here, inhaling and exhaling. Sway a little bit, side to side movement first. And then here, let's settle in. Take two more breaths. One more inhale. Exhale, set the right foot down. Shake the left leg out. And then we'll set that left foot down. Let's draw both knees in. Rock a little bit side to side. And then you could roll over onto one side or rock up to seated. And then from seated, we'll transition onto hands and knees. And so on your hands and knees, let's snug joints. Spread fingers out nice and wide. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. And here, simple movements, moving with breath, getting into the body. Inhale, the belly drops. We look forward, we lift the heart. Exhale, round your spine, chin to chest. Inhale into cow pose, Vinyasana. Exhale, hollow belly, rounded spine into cat. And one more time, inhale, let's open up the heart. And exhale, round. And then from here, let's take hands, one hand distance forward. Hands just about as wide as your mat. Fingers spread out nice and wide. Let's lift these hips up and send them up and back. Coming into our first Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. And in your downward dog, let's continue just to get into this body of yours and move around and shift and explore. Yes and no the head. And let the head hang, gazing towards navel. Downward dog feels heavy in the shoulders. Let's all bend our knees. Let's go a little knock knee. And send those hip creases up and back, just lengthening the spine. Weight into the legs. From here, we can stay. We can also press those thigh bones back. Let's take one more breath in. And here we'll exhale completely. Let's take the eyes forward. Let's walk your feet up to your hands. Let's extend the spine, look forward, lift halfway up. Exhale, forward fold, back down. Grounding into heels, let's take hands to hips. Look forward and for the strength of those legs, rooted, grounded, inhale. Come all the way up to stand. Exhale, we'll let arms here come down along your sides. Inhale, palms rise, gaze upward. Exhale, hinge at the hips, little bend the knees, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, let's extend the spine, lengthen. Exhale, here we'll set fingertips down, or blocks or cans of soup or toilet paper rolls can come underneath the hands, and we'll step the left foot back. With the left foot stepping back, if we're using blocks, let's make sure the blocks are directly underneath the shoulders, not out in front. All right. Fingertips pressing into blocks or earth. Let's inhale and lift the heart. Exhale, let's draw the right hip up and back and fold down over that right side. Inhale, ease forward, pull that heart through, lift it up. Exhale, let's draw that right hip back. And one more time, inhale, sink down into the hips, lift the heart up and through. And exhale, let's glide back into that just modified, very tall pyramid pose. Easing into the lunge. As we exhale, let's step the left foot up to the right. And as many steps as that needs to happen, we'll meet up in a forward fold. Inhale to lift, lengthen, extend the spine. Exhale, we'll switch sides. Left foot stays forward, right foot takes the long step back. Sinking down into the hips. Inhale, let's lift the heart. Exhale, draw that left hip back, fold down over the left side. Inhale, sink down, but lift the heart up. Think cow pose. Exhale, the belly button draws in as that hip draws back. And one more time, inhale, sink down. Exhale, draw that left hip up and back. Now from here, inhale, we'll shift forward into the lunge. If we have blocks underneath our hands, let's set them off to the sides. And from here, we'll step backwards into plank. In our plank pose, let's find wrists stacked directly over the shoulders, feet hip width apart. Press out through those heels, round behind the shoulders. Take a breath in. Exhale, knees can come down. First, we'll all lower down onto belly. On your belly, let's bring arms down along your sides and turn your head to look one way. We'll keep hands and feet connected to earth. As we inhale, let's move shoulder blades on the back and lift the chest. Look forward. As you exhale, lower back down. Grounding in the hands and feet. Inhale, shoulder blades on the back, lift up. Exhale, back down. And one last time. Inhale, ground down, lift up. And exhale, back down. Now from here, hands alongside the chest, palms pressing down into your mat. Same action, we ground through hands and feet. Let's take the shoulder blades on the back. Feel length in the neck. Inhale, we'll get bigger with support of the earth. Lift up, Bhujangasana, Cobra Pose. Exhale, back down. Here we'll transition. Inhale to plank or hands and knees. Exhale takes you back, downward facing dog. Breathing in and out of your nose. Hearing the breath sounds at the back of your throat. If you know Ujjayi breath, it's a constriction at the back of the throat, a sound inhale, a sound exhale. In our downward dog, let's take one more breath in. Exhale completely. So look forward. Walk your feet up to your hands. Slide the hands up on the shins or press them down into the ground. Extend the spine. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Pressing down into the heels. Inhale, take arms out to the sides. Come all the way up to stand. Gaze up, palms together. Exhale, arms down along your sides. Pause here, standing tall in Tadasana. Grounding down. Solid in the foundation of the legs. Free to move, rising up through crown of head. As we settle into this time of quarantine and essentially house arrest, I thought about my favorite Virginia Woolf quote as I have been moving and exercising and doing yoga, and I am rooted, but I flow. So even though we're stuck at home, we can move our bodies and we can be inspired from that movement. So let's move our bodies through Surya Namaskar A. Sun Salutation A. Inhale, press into the feet, but lift the arms up, gaze up. As we exhale, a little bend in the knees, hinging at the hips. Lead with your heart, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, extend the spine. Exhale from here, you can walk or jump back into plank. And we'll exhale and lower all the way down to belly or Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, glide back, down dog. And in your downward dog, we've got a few breaths here, inhaling and exhaling. Let tongue be off the roof of the mouth. Ground into the whole palm, press into the base of your first finger and thumb. Check out your feet, let them be hip width apart. Let's take one more inhale and exhale here. Exhale completely. And then eyes forward. Let's walk your feet up to your hands. Lengthen the spine. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, ground down, palms rise, come all the way up to stand. Exhale here, arms down along your sides. So go through that warm up 2 more times. Inhale, palms rise. Exhale, heart leads. Hinge at the hips. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Extend the spine. Exhale, palms on the earth. Walk or float it back. And exhale, keep lowering down. Inhale, stand on the hands, cobra or higher, upward dog. And exhale, slide back. Transition, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Few breaths here. Be still. Ground through hands and feet, connect to earth and feel length and lift up through those sitting bones along the spine. 2 more breaths. One more inhale. Exhale completely. And then eyes forward, step or float the feet up to the hands. Extend, lift, lengthen your spine, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, palms rise. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, standing tall, Tadasana. One last time through. Inhale, palms rise. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or float it back, and we're exhaling to lower down. Pressing into the tops of the feet. Inhale, lift chest, cobra or upward dog. And exhale, glide back, down dog. Remember to bend those knees if this is so heavy in the shoulders. It's broadened through the upper back. Let the head just hang, gazing towards belly button. 2 more breaths here. And after this exhale, let's look forward. Inhale, step or jump the feet up to the hands. Lift, lengthen, extend the spine. Exhale, fold down. Ground down, inhale, palms rise, come all the way up to stand. And here, exhale, let the arms come down along your sides. Let's separate your feet hip width apart. Let's take hands to hips. Tailbone pointing down towards those heels, crown of head rising up away from tail. Take a breath in. And exhale, a soft bend of the knees, a hinging at the hips. Will take us down, belly on the thighs. Let's take peace fingers and grab around those big toes. So from weight into my heels, I'm going to shift and spread forward to the front of my feet. And as I inhale, I'll lift and lengthen. And then exhale, elbows bend and shift back, and we pull ourselves in towards the legs. So knees bent, belly on thighs, awesome. If thigh bones can press back and belly and thigh bones can still remain close friends, that works too. But protect your low back. And let belly and thighs be close together. And so here in our Parangustasana, every time we inhale, we create lift and length. And on the exhales, we pull ourselves in towards the legs with the strength of our arms and softness in the belly so that belly button can draw in and up. Let's take 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. And 1 more time. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, let's undo the hands, extend the spine. Exhale, refold. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. And exhale, arms down along your sides. From here, let's transition to stand on your left leg. So standing on your left leg, let's plug into earth. Find something to stare at out in front of you that does not move. And let's bring right heel inside the left leg, toes touching the ground. Kickstand that foot down. Let's externally rotate the knee away from midline. And our tree pose can be beautiful right here, rooted. We can take foot to calf muscle. Heel can come up into inner thigh as well. So with eyes fixed, let's balance. Paying attention to your breath. Exhale completely every exhale. At the bottom of that exhale, press the foot into the leg and draw inward and upward through the lift of the pelvic floor. Arms can extend up to sky. Hands can also interlace and palms can press up towards the ceiling. Take one more breath in. Exhale, we'll bring the arms down and release the legs. Shake the legs out, roll the ankles, stretch out the feet as needed. And then we'll plug in, we'll ground down, standing on the right leg. Give the other leg just as much time as the first one had. So let's take left heel inside right leg. Guide the knee out and away from midline. Stay here, rooted, kickstanded. It's awesome. Foot on calf or heel up into groin space. Standing here, let your spine be the most important part. So if you brought that heel up and leveled the hips out and you're dumping into low back, take a little bit less. Find that spinal alignment first. Ground down, eyes set. Hands can come to heart, or those arms can again extend up to sky. Be still here. Couple more quiet breaths. The bottom of every exhale. Pause, squeeze foot into leg, draw in and up. One more breath in. Exhale, exit, come out. Shake out the legs a little bit. All right, back to the top of your mat if you've transitioned elsewhere. We'll stand tall, just pressing down into the feet. And from here, let's step the left foot back. Stepping the left foot back, so it's about 4 feet between your heels. We look down at the feet, front heel bisects the middle of that back foot. And then from here, we'll just keep hands at hips. Let's bend into the right knee. Setting up for warrior two. So often when we bend into that front knee, the hips get a little cockeyed. So we'll level the hips out and then notice what happens to the right knee. It usually knocks inward. So let's find the space in between both of those things. Where we could see our big toe if we look down at that right foot. And our hips are working to level-ish. As we press the feet apart, let's also draw them in and up together. And now from here, let's extend the arms out from the shoulders. And we'll gaze over that front hand. Rooted, strong here in Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. From the earth, let's take an inhale and lift up. As we exhale, let's sink back down. This time, inhale from the earth, draw into center. Let's bring hands to heart. Exhale from center, spiral out, gazing over that right hand. Inhale to keep the arms as they are and straighten the legs. This time, exhale, we'll change our shape. Let's take right forearm to right thigh and take left hand up towards sky. Moving with our breath, rooted in the strength of the legs, let's inhale, squeeze through sitting bones and come up to straight legs. Exhale into Parsvakonasana, side angle pose. Inhale, straight legs. Exhale, Uttita Parsvakonasana. And one more time, inhale, straight legs. Exhale, steady here, breathing here, 5 breaths. We can remain supported, forearm at top. This top shoulder gets tired, that hand is always welcome to remain on hip. We can look up to sky and give the neck a break and look down towards big toe. And also take that right hand and reach it down inside the right foot. And any choice, we're leaning into that right thigh, squeezing through sitting bones, and we're working to stack left shoulder over right. I've got 2 more breaths. One more inhale and exhale. Inhale will bring us all the way back up to straight legs. Take hands to hips and parallel the feet. Inhale, extend, lift, lengthen. Exhale, soften the knees, stick your butt out behind you, hinge at your hips. Let's come down, Prasarita Padottanasana A. So here we are, palms down, knees a little bent as needed. Let's spread weight forward in the feet. Let's all take an inhale, lift up halfway. And we'll exhale into our fold. Fingertips and toes pointing in the same directions. If hands are moving back towards the feet, think chaturanga in those arms. Palms pressing into earth, elbows hugging in, sternum reaching down towards the ground, and then the head hangs. Maybe the crown of the head touches the earth. Maybe not. The good news is that if the crown of the head touches the earth, nothing happens. It just touches the earth. So let's take one more breath in and exhale here. And then we'll inhale and lift up halfway. Exhale into the stability of the legs, hands to hips. Inhale brings us all the way back up to stand. Exhale, we switch sides. So let's look down at the feet and take the left toes and spin the left toes to the left. We've got the right toes turned in, setting up for warrior 2. Let's bend into that left knee. Let's check out, find the big toe, guide the knee over, pinky side edge of foot. Level the hips and find that space in between. And then from here, we'll turn shoulders to the long edge of your mat. So chest is open. Let's expand out through the arms. Gaze over the left hand. Grounding down, connected to earth as we push the feet away, pull them in towards one another. And we'll inhale, palms together. Straighten the legs. Exhale, sink back down into warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. This time, inhale, hands come into heart, draw into center. Exhale, expand out through the fingertips, warrior 2. Inhale, let's straighten the legs, keep the arms as they are. And then from here, we change into side angle pose. Knee over the ankle, forearm to thigh, right hand to sky. Inhale, squeeze your sitting bones, come up to straight legs. Exhale back into Parsva Konasana, side angle pose. Squeeze to those sitting bones, ground down. Inhale, straight legs. Exhale, Parsva Konasana. And one more time, inhale, straight legs. And exhale, here comes the hold of the shape, the breath continues. Breathing here, steady, side angle pose. Find your pose. We've got about 4 more breaths. Stacking the knee over that left ankle, drawing navel in and up. That left hip crease moves in towards the body, and we'll press into that back foot. Stack the shoulders. And remember that top hand welcome to come on the hip as well. 2 more breaths here. Take 1 more inhale. We'll exhale here. Inhale, press into heels. Come all the way back up. Hands to hips. Let's parallel the feet. So this time we'll take heels in, toes out. Let's take a breath in. Exhale, let's sink the sitting bones back. Come down into a wide kneed squat. Let's press into the heels and inhale. Come all the way back up. So from here, let's narrow our stance. So feet just about as wide as your mat, toes out, heels in. And as we exhale, we'll sink the sitting bones down and back, coming into Malasana here, or maybe we sit down into those heels. And so in your variation of Malasana, whether we're here or here, we're sending the knees apart with the arms or the hands, and then we're squeezing the arms back with those knees. So there's this action of pushing and pulling, drawing in and up through pelvic floor. Let's press down into the heels in any shape and lift up tall through crown of head. Try to open up the chest, tuck the chin in a little bit. Take 1 more breath in. Exhale here. And then inhale, we can shift the hands forward. Let's lift the hips up, parallel the feet, and just ragdoll here down over the legs. Yes, the head, no, the head. Bend and shift and sway a little bit, side to side. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, let's forward fold. Rounding down, inhale, come up to stand. And exhale, arms down along your sides. So 1 vinyasa to bring us down onto our mat, standing tall in Tadasana, rooted. Take a moment, stand tall. Inhale, palms rise. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, press your palms down, walk backwards into plank, and from plank, lower down as you need to, belly or chaturanga. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, back down. Find your way into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog pose. We'll take a couple more breaths here. One more inhale together. Exhale completely. So the inhale, shift us back forward into plank. And then from plank, we'll lower the knees. We'll come all the way down onto your belly. Walk the legs out nice and long. Let's take forearms out in front. Stack the hands, excuse me, and let forehead just rest down on the hands. With every exhale here, let's soften, chest down towards the earth. Every exhale, let's work to relax through the belly. In these bodies of ours, let's observe the amazing act of breathing with feedback from the earth. And so as we inhale, our diaphragm breathing muscle moves down, pushes the organs out, which provides stability and support to low back. As we exhale, everything comes back from where it started, and the low back contracts. So can you feel that? Can you feel an inhale and feel your belly push down in towards the earth? Maybe a buoyancy you could feel, or expansion in the low back. And as we exhale, and the belly comes back in and up, the low back goes back to where it started. Just a couple quiet breaths here. Connecting to earth, connecting to breath. Two more inhales, two more exhales. After this exhale, let's press down into forearms and lift the chest. Let's lift the chest and walk the elbows in. So we'll walk the elbows in so they stack directly underneath the shoulders. And then we'll extend those forearms forward, coming into Sphinx pose or Salamba Bhujangasana, or supported cobra pose. So press down into the forearms. Get really active with the legs. So press into the tops of the feet. Lift the kneecaps off the ground with your thigh muscles. And then we'll ground through the front of the pelvis. As we ground through the front of the pelvis, zip up through low belly, press down into forearms, and now traction that heart. Pull that heart up and through. Feeling shoulder blades on the back, legs active, crown of head reaching up to sky. Let's take an inhale. And as we exhale, to look over that right shoulder. Inhale back to center. Exhale, look over the right shoulder. Inhale back to center. And then exhale, let the elbows go out wide. Stack your hands, let forehead rest on those hands, and just pause. Can someone unmute themselves and tell me if they can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You can hear me? You can see me?
I can hear you.
Can you see me or no?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. My computer is telling me otherwise. All right. Okay, we're going to keep going. Thank you. You can mute yourself. All right. From our bellies, let's shift up and back and into child's pose. Breathing in the back body, in that space between ribs and kidneys, or ribs and waist where your kidneys sit. Take one more breath in and out. And then from child's pose, let's transition into Dandasana. our seated staff pose. So in Dandasana, so I'll take a moment, bend our knees, let legs be hip width apart. Let's press into fingertips, zip up through low belly, and lift crown of head to sky. Maybe you could feel a external rotation of the upper arm bones, feeling the shoulder blades move on to the back. We can stay here. Hands can move behind us, supporting. You can also press the thigh bones down. If there's enough length in the hamstrings, we'd sit up right here. Any modified shape, welcome. Building strength in those posture muscles that hold us upright. Take one more breath in and out. And then we can slouch a little bit. Let's take these legs out wide into a bit of a straddle. Let's bend the right knee, bring the right ankle in. And then we're gonna lean into that right hip and tuck the left leg back behind you. So how much that back leg tucks is totally up to your knees and ankles. Same with the front. But we're gonna lean into this right leg. We're gonna frame the knee with the hands. Let's take a breath in and lift up. And then exhale, we'll lean in and onto that right thigh. We can be here, we can be down on the forearms, or we'll let the head hang down. So this is a variation of pigeon pose. We're more over the knee and the outer thigh than we are the shin. If pigeon is a regular part of your practice, it's a space you wish to head into, from here, that left leg would just extend straight back, and we'd shift all of our body more over the shin than over that right knee. One isn't any better than the other. And the first shape we started with is a bit kinder to knees, hips, and ankles. So once you find a shape that works for you, be heavy, lay out. And let's take 5 more breaths down here. Exhale completely every round of breath. Let tongue be off the roof of your mouth, jaw relaxed. Roof of mouth soft. 2 more breaths here. Inhale, press down, lift up. Find yourself back into Dandasana, our seated staff pose. And then we'll extend those legs outward. We'll bring the left foot in. We'll tuck the right foot back as we lean into that left hip. Let's frame our weight over the left knee. Take a breath in and exhale. All the body weight comes down. And we hang out here, breathing here, feeling out left hip, exhaling into left hip. Staying here or shifting your body weight over the center of the shin, extending that right leg out long and breathing here. Either way, we've got about a minute, which is generally 5 to 10 breaths, depending on the length of your breath. Take 5 more breaths. Nothing shallow counts here. Softening through the hands, softening through that left hip. Relax the shoulders. And just be heavy.
A few more quiet breaths, roof of mouth soft, full commitment exhales every round of breath. Two more breaths. And then one more inhale. Down here, exhale. Pressing down.
Inhale, transition, sit up, rearrange the body, shift a little bit back to Dandasana. And then from Dandasana, we'll scoot butt towards the heels. We'll come all the way down onto your back. Do all the things on the back to get comfortable, maybe even adding clothing here if desired. On our back, let's hug these knees in. Let's rock a little bit side to side. Let's keep the big toes together, and with hands, kind of draw those knees out towards the armpits or the ribs, and then hands could shift down to inner ankles, just adding some weight to the legs, some compression into the hips. Elbows can guide the knees out a little bit wider. We can remain here. This is awesome. Awesome being relative. We can also take hands to the bottoms of the feet and bring ankles over knees, coming into Ananda Balasana, happy baby pose. And so in any shape of your happy baby pose, notice if tail is curling up off your mat. Let's ground through your sacrum and think about pressing your tailbone towards the front of your mat or towards that short end of your mat. Arms and hands are just weight to add to the legs. Check in with your breathing here. Can you exhale completely? 3 more times here. I've got 1 more inhale. And we'll stay here, exhale. And then we bring the knees back together. And let's open the arms up like a T, straight out from the shoulders, palms down. Take an inhale, knees at center, exhale. You can roll all the way right, let the knees stack, let the legs stack to come all the way down to rest on the right side. If left shoulder is lifting or floating, take left hand to your rib cage. And every exhale into that left shoulder, whether it touches the ground or not, exhale it there in that direction, just away from the chest. Got a couple more exhales here. Take 1 more breath in, stay in the twist, exhale. Connect to your center, draw belly button in and up. Let's inhale and bring the knees back up through center. Your exhale takes the legs over to the left to rest one on top of the other on the ground. Again, if right arm lifts up, right hand to rib cage, gently with every exhale, exhale the shoulder away from the chest. Let your eyes close. The head could lean away, the head could lean in. A few more breaths here. Take 1 more inhale and exhale in the twist. Engage through your center. Inhale, bring the knees up. Give yourself a huge hug, a loving embrace, maybe even go nose to knees. And then here we'll spread out and lie down, coming into a shape that works for you for this final resting pose, Arshavasana, and walk out the shoulder blades. Let the legs kind of flop down, just about as wide as your mat. And arms come down where arms come down. It's okay for your shoulders. Let's have palms turned up. 2 breaths together here. Let's inhale through the nose. And open mouth, exhale. And one more time, inhale, breathe in. And exhale out. Sink down into the weight of your entire body. Let it become one with the earth as it sinks down and spreads out. Let the earth support you here and rest. Relax the ankles, the feet. Soften to the calf muscles, the shin bones be heavy. Relax the knees. Think about softening the back and the front of the knees. Feel the weight of those thigh muscles just hanging off the bones. The thigh bones be heavy. Sink into your pelvis. Relax all of the butt muscles so the pelvis could just kind of settle in. The heaviest bone structure you have in your body. Sink down into it. Be soft for your belly. Let the back of the ribs spread out and down on your mat. Let the front of the rib cage soften down onto belly. Notice the shoulder blades and the shoulders. Can we exhale and let the chest open as the shoulders just melt down away and into your mat? All the arm bones have weight in them. All the arm muscles relax. Even the palms of the hands, let the hands soften. Relax to the throat. Soften the jaw. The tongue come off the roof of your mouth. And breathe. Even the eyeballs get to relax. Let them sink into their sockets. Close the eyes softly. Feel the weight of your skull relaxing into your mat. And here, we'll just pause. Let go of any breathing pattern. Take a couple quiet minutes just for yourself here. Just laying down, resting. I'll wake you back up when the time is ready. The mind starts to wander. That is totally normal. It's what it's supposed to do. Just commit to staying just here, doing nothing, relaxing. Let those thoughts drift on by as if they were clouds just kind of floating through the sky. And continue just to rest. With your next inhale, deepen the breath. Feel the whole body inhale and exhale. Wiggle fingers, wiggle toes. And then when you're ready, roll off onto one side. Pause there on your side, round your back, let your head be heavy. And then from here, we'll press up, come into a space to sit. Sitting comfortably for you. Let's connect to earth down through sitting bones. To the crown of head, connect you to sky above. Just sit up tall. Let hands rest in lap, palms down. And just close your eyes or look gently down the tip of the nose. Notice the space of the body and how it feels to be inside, how it feels to be embodied. Notice the space of the mind, the space of the heart. From here, let's bring palms together over heart center, bow head down to heart. Close with gratitude. Think of 4 things you are grateful for and give thanks. I am so thankful all of you shared this evening unconventional practice with me and for continuing to support our Vibe community. Thank you all so much. Namaste.